God says, there is a shadow trying to follow you. It has grown thicker today, on April 16th, and the heavens are shaking. This is your final chance to move, before something irreversible takes place. God says, the pain you've been feeling lately was not random. It wasn't just a bad day, or a wave of sadness, it was a warning in disguise. You ignored it yesterday, but the divine realm cannot let you miss it again today. Something unholy is walking behind you, hoping you delay one more hour. You may not see it with your eyes, but the angels are screaming in the spiritual realm. They are crying, not from weakness, but from the urgency of what they've been ordered to protect you from. Archangel Michael is now standing in position. He is not calm. He is not waiting. He is ready to draw his sword for you. But he needs you to move spiritually before something tragic falls into place. Type Amen 333 if you're ready for divine protection to step in immediately. A specific person in your life has been compromised by darkness. They do not even realize it yet, but their energy has been twisted. They were once a helper, but now, unknowingly, they are a carrier of spiritual destruction. God says, you have been holding on to the wrong relationship out of fear. Your compassion is being used against you. And now, if you don't listen, something irreversible will erupt within days. The angels are not crying because they are powerless. They're crying because you still don't understand the time has changed. This is not just another warning. This is the final red flare from the heavens. Archangel Michael says, someone is watching your movements right now. This person has a smile, but their intentions are poisoned. They don't even know why they hate your light, but they do. Type Amen 999 if you refuse to let hidden enemies win this battle. There is a heavy attack being planned in silence. It's not a physical strike, it's an emotional collapse they want you to walk into blindly. That depression, that anxiety, that fear you've been ignoring, it's a setup. God says, you are loved, but your delay is starting to cost you. I gave you strength, not to sit in pain, but to rise and move. Your time to be passive has ended, the angels are now pulling you into action. Someone from your past is re-entering your atmosphere soon. Their presence will feel familiar, but don't mistake comfort for safety. This person carries a curse, and it's looking for a new home, yours. The energy around your bedroom has shifted. A presence keeps entering every time you sleep. It watches, it studies, and it waits for you to stay weak one more night. Type Amen 777 if you want Archangel Michael to stand over your bed and guard your dreams tonight. There's a dark deal being made behind your back. Someone is using your name in a situation they should have never entered. This is not just gossip, this is a spiritual transaction with your energy on the line. God says, I warned you before through sudden sickness, lost peace, and emotional waves. But today, I'm not sending whispers, I'm sending a spiritual siren. If you ignore this, I will not force you, but you will feel what could have been avoided. Archangel Michael says, the tears in heaven are not weakness, they are warnings. When angels cry, the heavens shake. And today, the earth is vibrating with a decision you must make. The fire that's trying to enter your home is invisible. But it will burn everything, peace, relationships, clarity, even health. It starts through a conversation you thought was harmless. Type Amen 111 if you want fireproof protection around your home tonight. A familiar face will call you this week, pretending they miss you. But what they really miss is access to your divine favor. They don't want your love, they want your light. God says, stop inviting people who carry storms into your calm. Stop feeding what's been trying to poison you slowly. This is not judgment, this is the rescue plan. You are not crazy. You're spiritually sensitive. You're not overreacting. You're under divine alert. Everything in you has been sensing something, but today it's being confirmed. There is a demon that failed to reach you last year. It was sent through heartbreak, betrayal, and confusion. But now, it's coming back through someone you still pity. Type Amen 000 if you want to shut every portal that pain has been using to return. You are not supposed to stay broken. You are not called to walk with your head down and your light dimmed. God is not punishing you, He's trying to shake you awake. Archangel Michael says, I have been watching your steps. I have been silencing accidents meant to reach you. But if you do not speak power into your future, the silence will break. God says, this is not just a random spiritual message. This is the final divine interruption before something dangerous manifests. Your destiny is crying out from the future for you to protect it. You were chosen. But being chosen does not mean you're safe without action. It means the enemy sees you as the greatest threat in your bloodline. And today, April 16th, the war escalates. Type Amen 1212 if you are ready to become untouchable in the spirit. Someone in your family has a secret. It is affecting the energy of the entire household. You don't need to expose them, you just need to stop covering it spiritually. You've been feeling stuck because your prayers are colliding with someone's hidden darkness. You can't grow where you're secretly being drained. God says, disconnect doesn't mean hate, it means survival. The enemy wanted today to be the beginning of your collapse. But instead, heaven is trying to make it the beginning of your rise. You are one decision away from total protection or total loss. God says, I gave you signs in dreams, in sudden shivers, in broken electronics, in silence. Don't wait for physical damage before you accept the spiritual danger. This moment, right now, is the rescue. Type Amen 4444 if you're claiming rescue, reversal, and rebirth. A car was near your home recently with a person who meant to approach. They changed their mind, but their thoughts did not. They still want access. But heaven is blocking it, if you agree. Today is not just April 16th, it's a spiritual checkpoint. The decisions you make in the next 72 hours will echo for years. One right step now will stop the wrong ones from catching up to you. You're tired because your spirit has been in warfare without rest. You feel drained because heaven has been fighting in your sleep. Now it's time to wake up and fight back with your words and agreement. Type Amen 1414 if you choose spiritual warfare over silent suffering. God says, you will not die from this. You will not lose your mind, your house, or your peace. But only if you take this seriously. Today is not like yesterday. The angels are circling you. They are forming a shield. But they need your voice, your yes, your command. Archangel Michael says, if you speak, we strike. Heaven doesn't want you to fear, it wants you to awaken. This is not fear-mongering, this is divine warning. Your future is too powerful to be left unguarded. Type Amen 1616 if you're ready to release the full power of heaven into your life now. God says, there's a storm in the spirit realm with your name caught in its winds. This is not a dream, not a coincidence, this is real and unfolding now. Heaven has paused, and the angels are crying because you're standing on the edge of something dangerous. You may feel exhausted without knowing why. You may notice strange silence around you that doesn't feel peaceful. That silence is spiritual, it's the sound of warfare near your name, a serious one. What was once small darkness has now grown bold and reckless. It's trying to enter through open wounds you never healed. God says, you are not being paranoid, you are under spiritual surveillance. Someone is thinking dark thoughts about you. And they've unknowingly partnered with a force they don't even understand. Type Amen 333 if you need heaven's protection to move ahead of you right now. There's a reason why you haven't been able to sleep well lately. There's a presence that keeps standing at your spiritual door, trying to knock. But today, God is giving you the authority to slam that door shut for good. This moment wasn't planned by you, but it was seen by heaven. There are eyes watching you from both realms. But only one side wants to see you make it out of this alive. A person close to you has unknowingly invited a spiritual curse. Their words seem fine, but their spirit is holding poison. You've been wondering why you feel sick after seeing them. You've cried in private, asking for peace. But what you didn't know is that the angels have been crying beside you. Not out of sadness, but urgency, they were pleading with heaven for time. Type Amen 808 if you feel the shift and are ready to shut the gate of danger around you. God says, you've been marked for favor, but that makes you a target in the unseen. This isn't the time to second-guess your instincts. Your discomfort is your divine warning. The enemy has studied you for years. He knows when you're most tired, most vulnerable, most silent. And that's when the strike begins, quietly and suddenly. You are not crazy for sensing a change in people's energy around you. There's jealousy cloaked in fake smiles. And the darkness behind it is not natural, it's spiritual. Archangel Michael has been dispatched multiple times this week just for you. He's fought off energy that was meant to bring sudden breakdown. Heaven knows the weight of this moment. Type Amen 4444 to allow Archangel Michael to circle your space now. Someone is planning to come into your life again. They think time has healed the past, but their intention hasn't changed. They still carry what they carried before, spiritual confusion and heartbreak. You've been tired lately because your soul is fighting without your awareness. There's been warfare around your name, your address, even your phone. Demons don't need doors, they enter through agreements, wounds, and neglect. God says, you've left spiritual doors unlocked out of compassion. But compassion for the wrong people will kill your purpose. The angels are crying because you still love who's been helping destroy you. This day, this very one, is not like others. It is spiritually loaded. You can feel the tension even in your body, your chest, your dreams. Type Amen 1212 if you want every emotional weapon formed against you to dissolve. You are being followed, not by people, but by spiritual impressions left by the wrong ones. You feel like something's behind you, but it vanishes when you turn. That's not paranoia, that's presence. They've said your name in rooms your soul never agreed to enter. They've spoken on you in bitterness and summoned spirits they didn't know were listening. That's why you've been waking up exhausted. There's a mirror in the spirit, and your enemies have been trying to smudge your reflection. To distort your clarity. To block your favor from being fully visible. God says, I let you survive what killed others not because you're lucky, but because you're marked. Marked for war. Marked for deliverance. Marked for a moment like this. Type Amen 777 if you choose to live fully protected and deeply awakened. The angels are shaking right now. Not because they're afraid, but because the timeline has shifted again. You're about to hit a divine turning point, and it's loaded with consequences. If you delay another day, the wrong person will get too close. They'll speak to your fear. They'll make you question your gift. Your environment has changed. You feel drained even in places you once found comfort. It's not the location, it's the spiritual cloud hovering above it. Archangel Michael has unsheathed his sword. He stands near your name. He's ready to strike down what is moving in your blind spots. Type Amen 000 if you're ready for angelic warfare to surround your house and soul. There are photos of you that are being used in darkness. Whether digital or printed, they've been laid out in bitterness. And that has created spiritual resistance around your joy. You are being called to renounce what your heart still clings to. God is not asking for pain, He's demanding your spiritual safety. Your soul is too important to risk for nostalgia. This is not emotional, this is life or death in the spirit. You feel anxious because your spirit is trying to shout. But your mind keeps silencing it with doubt. God says, today is your crossing point. This is not for later, not for someday, this is for now. If you skip this, you may delay something that won't return again. Type Amen 2222 to break off every curse spoken over your progress. You are meant to be free. But freedom requires spiritual closure. You've left too many unfinished doors swinging in the wind. Someone is dreaming about you constantly. But those dreams aren't of love, they are of power and control. That person wants to re-enter through sympathy. The veil is thin today. That's why things feel louder, heavier, and intense. It's not mental, it's a spiritual sensitivity increase. The enemy is not waiting to strike you in public. He wants to hit you in isolation. He wants no witnesses to your breakdown. Type Amen 1717 if you declare public strength and private protection over your life. The angels are not just watching, they are weeping. Because they see the trap already laid. And they know the moment you're meant to walk past it. But this message was divinely timed. You weren't supposed to read this by accident. This was scheduled in heaven before your day even started. God says, I'm still holding back the storm. But I can't do it forever without your agreement. Your yes activates what's already hovering. There's light ahead, but it's behind a wall of decision. You must choose to believe this moment. You must speak before you're silenced. Type Amen 1616 if you claim full access to the light beyond the storm. This is not a warning to scare you. It's a love letter from heaven with urgency sealed in fire. You are still loved. You are still protected. You are still chosen. But your response will decide what enters next. Choose life. Choose to shut the door. Choose to rise. God says, there is a divine alarm ringing in the realm of spirit, and it has your name carved in the center of it. This isn't a whisper or a gentle tap, it's a blazing siren from heaven echoing through today. The moment is rare, the message is real, and the choice is now. April 16th was not chosen randomly. This day has been marked for your shift, your escape, your final warning. A line has been drawn between delay and deliverance. What's been hiding in your shadows is starting to show its teeth. It's no longer hiding, it's knocking, demanding entrance into your future. But the angels have been standing between you and the fall. Archangel Michael isn't just watching from a distance, he's shouting through spirit. He's already unsheathed the sword to clear what's surrounding you. But he cannot force a move you are unwilling to make. Type Amen 333 if you feel the urgency rising in your chest right now. The enemy has grown too bold in your atmosphere. He's working through familiar voices, old habits, and disguised pain. He's waiting for you to ignore one more sign. This is not just spiritual, it's generational. Your family line has seen this pattern before. But today was gifted to you as the moment to end it forever. You've been walking with chains invisible to the world. But heaven sees what's wrapped around your thoughts at night. You've been smiling in public but drowning in private. And now God has had enough. The delay, the sabotage, the internal bleeding, it stops today. But only if you respond while the window is still open. Type Amen 1010 to break every chain meant to follow you into the next season. God says, I've sent warning after warning, but this one is different. This one is final, a spiritual expiration date has arrived. If you hesitate, you may carry burdens into a future that was meant to be free. There's someone trying to re-enter your space. Their face is familiar, but their spirit is no longer aligned with yours. They come bearing manipulation in the mask of reconciliation. Your heart is too soft for the war you're in. And that's why you keep falling for the same story in a new costume. But Archangel Michael has been assigned to wake your spirit today. He's seen what your eyes cannot. He's battled what your prayers have yet to mention. And now, he's standing in the middle of this very message, waiting for your yes. Type Amen 707 if you're ready to cut soul ties with what secretly hates your destiny. Something is coming near your house. Not physically, but spiritually. It carries confusion, delay, and the spirit of distraction. This energy has one purpose, to make you miss this divine window. to make you scroll past your own rescue, to silence your discernment with noise and entertainment. Your dreams lately have been filled with symbols, strange people, missing exits, clocks with no hands. Those weren't dreams, they were spiritual alarms. The atmosphere today is heavy for a reason. Heaven is standing still, waiting for your mouth to move. This is not the day to stay silent. Type Amen 4444 to open your voice and let angels respond. You have more enemies than you know, but fewer than you fear. The greatest enemy right now is distraction. It's subtle, seductive, and stronger than most realize. Every time you delay action, that spirit of distraction wins. It celebrates your comfort. It thrives on your spiritual laziness. God says, I have placed people in your path who are meant to awaken you. But you keep ignoring the ones who speak truth in favor of those who flatter you. That must end today. You've cried for peace, and now the path has been shown. But it doesn't look like what you imagined. It looks like discipline, distance, and deep surrender. Type Amen 2020 if you're ready to choose the hard road that leads to heaven's rewards. Archangel Michael isn't alone. There are angels stationed at every doorway of your life right now. They're holding off attacks, but they can't do it forever. Something dark has been scheduled for your timeline. But today was sent as your override. You can't afford to miss this shift. You may feel drained, dizzy, or disconnected lately. That's not just emotion, it's spiritual warfare wearing your soul thin. It's trying to weaken your reaction time. But this message was crafted with urgency. It was soaked in divine fire and sent through spiritual airways. To land in front of your eyes at the exact second it did. Type Amen 5555 if you claim this message as heaven's message directly for you. There's a door that must not be reopened. The enemy is using nostalgia to lead you back to chains. But you must remember that not everything that feels familiar is safe. The spiritual infection is trying to reattach. It's slow, quiet, and polite. But it's poison dressed in politeness. God says, you were never meant to return to what I rescued you from. Don't mistake stillness for safety. Your calling is moving, and you must follow it quickly. Archangel Michael stands behind you now. His wings are extended wide. He's guarding the exit, but you must walk through it. Type Amen 616 if you refuse to go back and choose to move forward in divine protection. Someone is praying against you. Not out of power, but out of pain and jealousy. Their words don't sound like curses, but their heart is full of envy. They are using conversation as witchcraft. Speaking your name with bitterness. Trying to plant doubt in others about your growth. This is why heaven is issuing this alert. The spiritual attacks have grown more strategic. But this day, April 16th, is your divine interruption. Every decision you make today carries supernatural weight. This is not a normal day. This is a spiritual pivot point. Type Amen 999 to cancel every spoken curse and activate heaven's covering now. You are stronger than they think. But your strength is not loud, it's sacred. And that's why they underestimated your comeback. They thought you'd stay broken. They celebrated when you disappeared. But they didn't realize you were being rebuilt in silence. The angels are singing, but only to those who are listening. Their cries aren't just sorrow, they're warfare chants. They're announcing your final chance to shift. God says, I've delayed the consequence long enough. Today, the path splits. One leads to peace. The other, deeper pain. Type Amen 1212 if you hear the warning and choose the route of restoration and favor. This isn't about fear, it's about freedom. But freedom never comes without a fight. Today is that fight. Heaven has summoned the warrior angels. And Archangel Michael has placed his sword in the ground as a sign. The battle will end when you decide it should. You've seen enough. You've cried enough. You've been hurt enough. Now is the hour to rise. Not just emotionally, but spiritually and divinely. Let today be your resurrection. Type Amen Fire if you receive this final chance and walk boldly into your protection and purpose.